Hi, I'm Shelley.
And I'm Kate, and you're listening to One Lump or Two,
The boldest breast cancer podcast yet.
Join us each week as we offer an intimate glimpse into the challenges, triumphs and unexpected levity of facing breast cancer head-on in our 30s.
Now, let's pull back the curtain and dive on in.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. How are you?
Maybe not too bad. I'm tired because we've just been on... Well, I'm going to say we went on a 5k run. We walked most of it.
Yeah.
We did a 5k.
It's the movement that counts.
Exactly. And actually it was a power walk.
Yeah. My thighs do hurt.
Which arguably is harder than a run.
Yeah. And all of that is just to stem the sadness of our last episode.
Yeah, it's the last
one.
episode. I hope you're sad. Because we're sad,
We're
actually.
sad. But never fear, we will be back.
Yeah, of course. Oh my God, yeah. It's not the last episode ever.
We've got plans.
We have got big plans in our minds.
Yeah.
Nothing's been written down yet, but we've got, the plan is forming in our head.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great. So don't go anywhere.
But in the meantime, we're going to hear from Shelley's parents today.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed Kate's parents last week, because basically this week is much of the same. But just
some different people crying.
Just my parents crying instead. So, yeah, I mean, we'll just let it play and let it speak for itself. It is different. You've not heard it.
No, I haven't.
But it's different to Kate's parents. So let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't look very ready, Mum.
I'm ready.
It's going to be fine, don't be scared. Okay, so welcome both of you to One Lump or Two.
Oh, thank
You
you.
excited to be here?
Oh, absolutely.
Very excited, yeah. Bit apprehensive, maybe.
Okay, so should we just get started with the questions?
Straight in, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you feel and what were your immediate thoughts when I told you I was diagnosed?
Shock.
Because I obviously went to the appointment like by myself, didn't I?
Yes, you did. And then you phoned me and I came and
Because
picked
you
you
were
up.
at Grandma and Granddad's,
Yes,
you
I
dropped
was.
me off.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And I think I texted you and I said, it's not good news.
It's not good news, no. So,
And then you came and picked me up and I remember just crying in the car.
yeah, she got into the car and cried, and I don't know, just absolute devastation. It's the sort of thing that happens maybe to other families. You never think that it's going to happen to you. And that's a horrible thing to say for other families, but I think that's what you think. You can't really believe that this is happening to you.
Yeah.
I think, you're our little baby and we have this little baby and you're still our baby, a 31-year-old
You
baby.
literally
but,
call me the baby
I know,
all the
I
time.
know.
This is my
You are still
baby.
my baby. She's 31.
31 months.
She's my baby, I know. When you have your baby, you are, your maternal instinct, you protect that child for her whole life. And then suddenly there's something there that is frightening and horrible and you don't know what to do about it, really, do you?
No, you don't.
No. There's
Helpless.
nothing you can
There's
do,
nothing
yes.
you can
Yeah.
do. You're helpless. That's the
So
main
that's
one.
basically, we were just completely shocked, I think. I don't think we slept for about the first 3 weeks,
No,
hardly at all.
No.
No.
We didn't, did we?
No.
We decorated the living room.
We did.
We did.
That was my thing, wasn't it? Yes. We need to do something so that we can all work on it together. We've got lockdown. We can't go anywhere. We can't do much. Let's decorate the lounge.
Distract ourselves.
I guess angry as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
It shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't, no.
Well, angry, it wasn't me, really. I mean, I'm the one that smoked for 40 odd years.
Yeah, but there you go. Yes, absolutely.
I don't know,
think
it's
you
probably not
should.
related, but,
Yeah.
that's how you feel at the time.
Yeah. That, we're of an age where it should be happening to us. It shouldn't be happening
Not
to your baby.
kids.
No.
Yeah.
No, it shouldn't. No. So it was very devastating. Yes.
It was devastating,
It
wasn't
was,
it? It was
yes.
awful.
I think
For everybody
we
involved.
just sat on the sofa, I think, in sort of like this mindless
Shock.
shock. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't do anything and you can't say anything. Let's just sit on the sofa and just sit.
We
I don't
just
know.
had to try and watch funny TV, didn't we?
We watched so much
Yeah, we tried to
crap
jolly along.
TV.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
We
did.
did. I don't think I've watched so
Absolutely.
much crap TV since Shelley was diagnosed in my whole life.
Oh, I have.
The last 2
Yeah,
years.
I'm quite good at it.
So is there, obviously it was COVID at the time when I was diagnosed.
Mm.
So is there a part of you that's kind of grateful that COVID meant that you didn't have to physically come and see me in when I was getting chemo or in the chair or when I was having surgery? Is a part of you a little bit relieved that you didn't have to see me in those moments?
I probably wouldn't. Well, we wouldn't have been allowed in anyway, would we?
Yeah.
We would have been allowed
Would
to
we?
sit with her. I think we would. I think I personally would have liked to have been there. I would have
Yeah.
liked to come and, I don't know, passed you a sweet and held your hand.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Watch, listen
I'm
to
not
some crap
sure I
TV.
would, actually.
You wouldn't have
Yeah.
done.
No,
I would.
probably
I
not.
would have liked to have been there.
no.
I think dropping you off at the door and just sort of, that's it. See you whenever. It's just horrible. It is. You
Yeah.
can't, you know, there's nothing you
Sitting
can
in a
do.
hallway.
We'll sit in the hallway, or we'll walk
Yeah.
up to town and back, or, you know, we need to go
Well,
to
because the first time you dropped me off and we had no idea how long it was
No.
going to take.
No, that's
So
right.
you dropped me off
We walked up
and
into,
you walked all the way
into
into
Headington.
Headington.
Didn't we? Yes, we did.
And then I think just as you'd got there, I called and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Quick
Yeah.
tear back down the road. Yeah, we went to buy you pill boxes
Yes,
for
we
all
did.
the
For
medication.
all my
Yeah, yeah.
medication, yeah.
That's right, we did. Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
try
we
and
did.
give ourselves something to do while you were in there. Yes. But it was very, very quick, I have to say. Yeah, much quicker
Way quicker than I
expected,
thought.
Yeah.
Well, the first one was
Yeah.
anyway, the second
Yeah.
one
But
was.
yes, I mean, I don't think anybody should have to go through it on their own. Have to sit in
No.
a hospital bed with nobody there.
It was
Yeah.
horrible.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
Mm.
I think I'd have probably felt even more helpless if I'd have been there just watching it.
you do.
Well, yeah, because what can you do?
There's
Nothing.
nothing you
Well,
can do.
yeah.
No,
Absolutely
no, no,
nothing.
you can't. No.
So, how do you think cancer changed our relationship? Because obviously we had like a good relationship before.
We did.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yes.
Do you think it's better now or
Well,
just different?
you're still messy.
Actually, can I just say something? I think she's even messier.
Yeah, I think you're probably
But,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
that's by and by.
Do you think I'm messier though because you treat me like a princess?
I think we probably have treated you like a
Probably,
princess for the
yeah.
last 2 years. I think
Yeah.
we, you know, cancer comes along and you want to do everything you can for you, and
Mm.
we have. And therefore, I think maybe you
Yeah,
have
maybe too
taken
much.
a little
Maybe
bit
we've
of
done too
advantage of
much,
that
yeah.
sometimes now. Sometimes now.
I still, I still had cancer.
You have
Yeah.
I
still
got
have
the cancer card.
I know.
You do have
yeah.
the cancer card.
You
Indeed,
play that a
do.
lot.
I did play
Yes,
it a
I
lot.
know.
Yeah.
And why not? Nothing wrong with that.
I played it so much. Remember when I kept on asking for a cat?
Oh, you
Yeah,
know,
I didn't give in to that
he
one. though,
was.
did
He
I?
was
You was the
that
one told me
close.
you were
He
close.
was that
I was
close.
close.
At one stage, he was.
I
Yeah.
kept on trying to
close.
like guilt trip you, like
Yeah.
I need a support animal.
Yeah.
I need a cat. I need a support
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah.
So do you think we're like closer now?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said so.
Because I think if it hadn't been locked down and you'd have got cancer somewhere else, or you'd have been living somewhere else, maybe you'd have had to have dealt with it more on your own. Although
Yeah.
I think maybe
We'd have been there still.
we would
I'd have probably
been
moved
there.
back home.
You'd have probably come
You
home.
probably would
yeah.
have come home anyway.
Yeah.
Probably, yes. You know, it was just
Yeah.
COVID had already bought you home because there was no option really with
Yeah.
COVID. Was there? You finished your degree and
I had to come home.
you had to come home.
You had to
yes,
come
it
home.
I didn't have a
wasn't-
job.
Wasn't your plan? She has no
It
job.
wasn't my plan. I should have been on Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now,
Yes.
obviously, very grateful that it wasn't.
Yes, you see. Otherwise, you would definitely have been somewhere
Yeah.
else in the world. and not
No,
here.
yeah,
You would.
I'd have been
yes.
completely on my own.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we're closer.
Yeah,
So I
do.
think like beforehand, I would spend quite a lot of time like upstairs in the little sitting room,
Yeah.
just watching stuff by myself.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, I have to be
Actually,
around you
usually
all the
down
time.
here, actually,
Yes,
yeah.
you do. Down here most of the time.
Pinching my telly. Or watching football together.
But
Yeah.
at least you,
Yeah.
you two have football and
Yeah, yeah.
sport in common. I mean, I
Yeah.
think I've watched more football in my entire life.
We've watched a lot more snooker,
Oh,
haven't we?
snooker, football.
Yeah, it's not
yeah.
my favourite thing, snooker, but yes, we'll.
But we have to watch it.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
right.
have to watch it. Old Juddy.
I just sit on the sofa and do the craft at the same time by myself in the corner.
We watch the potteries and the Bake
do,
Off and
yes.
Silent Witness.
Yeah.
whole
We just watch a lot more
Crowd.
TV together now.
We
Yes, we
do.
do.
We do watch. I think since COVID and cancer, yes.
Yeah, we watch TV together.
Yeah.
We used to.
Yeah, no.
We used to watch yours upstairs and we watched it downstairs.
Yeah, now we watch it together.
Yeah, which is lovely.
Cute.
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so did you learn anything from the experience?
Ooh,
What did you learn, Jane?
what did you learn? That we can cope and get through it, which we have done. At first,
Yeah.
you think, God grief, how are we ever
What we're
going to
gonna do?
deal with this? How is
Yeah.
this going to...
You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
No, you don't see the
No.
light at
No.
the end of the tunnel. No. You think, oh, this is just basically a death sentence.
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's how you feel to start with.
Yeah.
So we
I've
have
learned
learnt that we
yeah,
can
I have
cope.
learned that cancer isn't a death sentence. That's
Yes.
for sure, I suppose. It's
I've learnt a lot of how many different
Curable
cancers
from-
there
Look at me
are.
now.
yeah, curable is probably not the right word, but manageable.
Manageable
Is
and
that
live with it.
how you
Yes.
do it?
Yeah.
It's always going to
Yeah.
be there. It's never going to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Yes, and I'm just amazed at how many different cancers there are. So I have learned a lot about
There
the
you
fact
go.
that,
Yeah.
You've just
breast
learned
cancer-
loads about cancer.
breast cancer is just not breast cancer.
Yeah.
I've learned to not take shit from anyone. I think
Yes.
I'm much more. I mean, I've always been a bit opinionated.
You've always been very opinionated.
Actually, we even
yeah.
spoke about this, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Did you know?
That you have become a more of a strong-willed, outspoken person
Yeah.
as you've had cancer. You've had
Yeah.
cancer. We did talk about this
Yeah.
beforehand. Yes. when
Yeah,
you weren't here.
definitely. That's what I've learned.
Yes,
Don't
you're a
take
stronger
any,
person
don't take
for
any
it.
shit. Yeah.
You are definitely.
Well, that actually, this leads me into a different question. Do you
Uh-oh.
think it has changed me as a person?
Yes,
Certainly from that point of view, yes, it has.
Yes, I think you're much stronger.
Yeah.
I think you're much outspoken. You'll fight for your rights and what
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
Outspoken's a
I
very
agree.
good word.
Yeah,
Yes.
outspoken.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Maybe sometimes you need to tone it down a bit.
Yeah.
But, yes.
No.
Cat sometimes, but,
Yes,
Yeah.
Do you
outspoken.
think it's changed me as a person in any other ways?
I don't know. How can I say this?
Oh God.
I don't want to say. Well, I don't
Is it
wanna
going to be
say the wrong-
offensive?
I don't want to say the wrong
No,
thing.
because she'll tell you if you
Yeah.
do.
I get the impression that you're not so worried about what people think of you.
No, I'm not.
As a
No.
person. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
I
me.
think
Take
that's
me
true.
as I am.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot more like, yeah, boundaries and like, yeah, if you don't like me, then what's it
Yeah.
to me? It's not
You
going to
can
affect
sort
my
of-
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's how I think you've changed.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks.
Stronger, maybe.
Mentally stronger.
Yes,
sure.
mentally
Yes.
stronger.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd
Yeah.
say so as well. In hindsight, is there anything I could have done to help you understand me and my needs and my treatment any better?
I don't think so.
Mum feels it feels like
My
mum.
mum's going to say something.
Mum's going to
but
say
yeah,
something.
No, I'm thinking. Do you think we should have done anything more? I think.
No.
I think maybe I should have researched it more.
Do you?
Yes. So I didn't want to because I don't think you want to see what's
No.
there.
Mm.
You don't want to see like the stats
No.
and stuff, do you?
But maybe I should have.
Well,
I don't think you should have done.
no. It's probably
No.
the biggest. It's probably the
I
worst
literally
thing you can
didn't.
do.
I didn't research anything. I didn't want to see any of it.
No. I remember at the first appointment in the hospital, and I was going to ask,
Yeah.
and you said you just looked at. You knew what I was going to
Yeah.
ask, and you just. I don't want to know. Let's just get this sorted.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop there.
Yeah, because you were going to ask how long I
I
had.
was.
Yeah.
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 And I said I didn't
what was
want to
the
know.
prognosis I
What
was
was the
gonna
Yes.
ask?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said no, thank
Yeah.
you.
No, you
Don't
want
want
to
to know.
know.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough. No.
Mm.
But there's nothing I could have done. Although I feel like that's a funny question because I don't think I could have like physically done anything else. Like there was days where I literally didn't want to get out of bed.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I don't think I could have like physically and mentally
Mm.
like done anything else to
No.
like help you. I don't know.
No, I don't.
I don't think so. I mean, it was COVID, and we both worked all the way through it as well.
Yes, I mean, I was quite lucky that work were very
Yeah.
good, and I went straight down to 3 days a week.
Yeah.
So between us,
Mm.
there was somebody around and at home most of the time and most of the days.
Yeah.
There were very few days where there wasn't anybody else here.
But you used to
With
have to
you.
like come home and sit in your car and do a test and then wait in your
Yeah.
car for the
Yeah.
test results
Because that's all we could come back in the house.
before you
yeah.
could come in. Because do you
I know.
remember the horrible surgeon? And she said at our very first appointment, she said that basically you two would either have to just quit your jobs
Yes, it worked.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
I
that's
or
it.
like I would have
Yeah.
had to have just stayed in my room and
your
you
own, yes.
on my own for the whole time and then you could just like deliver me food to the door.
Yeah, that's just
How
madness.
awful would that have
Yeah.
been?
Ridiculous.
Just be
Yeah.
up there on your own all day. I know,
Yeah.
okay, you struggle to get out of bed
Like
some
I'm in
days, but
prison.
You
Yeah.
would come downstairs to the sofa and we would sit on the
I
sofa
know.
and then I would often drag you
Who
out
was
for a
she
walk.
anyway?
Oh, she was just rubbish, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And then we saw my oncologist who was lovely and she was like, no, you don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to
Don't be so
go- you don't have to
ridiculous.
catch notice in immediately.
Yeah.
I didn't
So-
like her from day one.
No.
No, she wasn't. I didn't
No.
like her either.
No.
And I think that's maybe one of the things I would have done differently is asked for a different
A
surgeon.
different surgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the
Yes.
time, you don't really think about it. You're like,
You're
okay,
in
this
shock.
is this is my surgeon.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really
Yeah.
like her, but you know, that's not really relevant if I like her or not.
No.
She's going to get this out of me.
But
Yes.
in hindsight, I think I probably would have asked for someone different just because none of us liked her.
No.
And every time I had an appointment with her, I was thinking, I really don't want to go into this appointment.
She's very, very abrupt and very, yes.
She was rubbish,
Yeah,
but
we just had to kind of put up with it, didn't we?
we did, yeah. But never mind.
No.
You are.
So moving on, what was the hardest part for you as my parents? I feel like you've already mentioned feeling like helpless, but
Yeah, that was quite hard.
Yeah.
There's just nothing you can do.
There is nothing you
No.
can do other than be there, feed you,
Feed
cook
me.
meals,
Look after you.
cook
Like we
meals,
still
look
do now.
after
Yeah.
Cook me
Yes, I
some.
would do that.
Yeah, literally nothing's changed.
Nothing's
2
changed.
years later,
2 years later, you're still cooking for me.
still
Doing my
cooking, still
washing.
cleaning, still doing the washing. I know. Went away on holiday and I come back. There was the most enormous basket of washing.
Mm,
In my
yeah.
room, there was, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was my wash. I didn't like leave it for you to do. It was just in my room.
It was, yeah, I'm done.
The kitchen was clean though.
Yeah, I know. Good job too.
Yeah.
So anything else that was like the hardest part?
What was hard? Well, just coming to terms with it, really.
Yeah.
Coming to terms with the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it pretty much does change your whole life, doesn't
It
it?
does, yeah. I think, we're totally
You
different,
know.
I think, than we would have been had it not have happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's made it maybe better, stronger as a family and
Yeah.
closer as a
Yeah, yeah.
family. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
even your sisters as well. I mean,
yeah, I
it's,
think, there are things that we did together as a family that we probably wouldn't have done. Games nights, films nights, all sorts of things that we
Yeah, we
introduced.
did have some good games
Oh,
nights,
we
didn't
did,
which
yeah.
we
we?
all
Yes.
which we
Craft
introduced
nights,
yes,
yeah.
craft
Yeah.
nights purely just to sort of
Jolly me
you
along.
Yes, really, to
Yeah.
jolly you along. Yes, to keep us all going, not just you, to keep us going as
Yeah.
well. Because at times when COVID was there, it was just the three of us a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Remember the quiz
Yeah.
nights we used to have
We used to have
during COVID on
online.
Zoom?
Oh,
Stuff,
on Zoom and
yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
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 Oh my
Yeah.
god. What about having to shave my head? Yeah, I know you hated
I
that.
really didn't like that. I really didn't. It was a horrible thing. You shouldn't have to do that.
No.
Really. I mean, I remember cutting it all off in great big clumps. There's a picture of it somewhere, this clump of hair that I'd cut off when it was wet, and then shave. I wouldn't shave it completely, would I?
You wouldn't
I
let
think we
me.
did a
I
number
wanted
two,
to. I wanted to go for a 0.
and I said no.
You wouldn't do
We'll do
it.
it for number 2, and then I'll do a 0.
You
in
had to
few
go for a
days'
number
time,
2 first, so it wasn't completely gone.
No.
She just doesn't even like doing mine, so
No.
Yeah, no. It's a hard thing. You shouldn't have to shave your daughter's hair off.
no.
No.
But I can see where you were coming from, that to sort of wake up in the morning and there's great big clumps over your pillow, or the
Yeah, you
plug
don't
hole is
want
full
that.
of hair,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
go around with all these bits, is worse than shaving it off.
Oh,
And
it's
actually,
way
I thought you
worse,
look quite
yeah.
nice with shaving. I quite like the number 2 cup. You and your dad matching. I thought that was
Yeah.
great.
Good photo, that. I like that photo. I thought
we look exactly the
we look-
same.
Yes.
I think we've both got grey t-shirts on as well.
Yeah,
haven't
we
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
look identical, just
Yeah.
a smaller version.
Yeah. Mini me.
Yeah.
You, yeah.
But I know you really didn't want to shave my hair.
No, I didn't
off.
want to
I
shave it
kind of
off.
like
But
forced
somebody
you
had to
do
shave
it.
it off because
Someone
there was
had to do
COVID, so
it. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it myself.
no,
You had to do it.
it was one of these things you just have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've kind of answered this one as well, but do you think this has changed the way you treat me or like your perception of me? We've kind of mentioned
I'm sure it has. Yeah.
about the fact that you cook and clean and do like literally do everything for me.
Yeah.
Mum
Yeah,
tidies my room sometimes for me as well.
Only because I look in the door and think, oh, good grief. And I just think it's very...
You're just outing me now as an incredibly messy person, so thanks.
Yeah.
See,
Yes,
now,
anybody
your,
that's listened to
your
it.
sisters are going to hear this, aren't they?
Yeah, why?
Well, well, I certainly do. If I'm out shopping, I'll just buy something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shelley would like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
silly like that.
Which is why
I'll get that. Yeah.
I'll take her a bag of Percy pigs. Your Percy sticks, as you know.
Funny little
Yeah.
stuff I do. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, girls.
God.
Whereas probably we wouldn't have done that before.
No, probably not.
Well,
No.
she might not have been here, but yeah.
So you just buy me little.
Treats, yes.
Treats.
But we
Yeah.
do quite a lot of tidying and cleaning, yes.
Yeah.
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 Because I also think that I shouldn't do it. Your dad often says, just leave it. Don't do it, just leave it. But if I don't tidy it up, then it gets worse. And then I think it's quite depressing
It is, yeah.
to live with,
Yeah.
just for you as well as us. So therefore, I feel if I at least had tidied up, it helps.
Yeah.
Right.
I still am depressed.
I quite agree. I think actually, are we going to talk about that in a minute?
No, you carry on.
Oh, I think that was something actually that hit very hard that I wasn't expecting.
What, her depression?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the anxiety and the depression I didn't expect.
No. Well,
I mean, the cancer I knew would hit hard, and I knew physically it would make her ill, especially the chemotherapy and that, and very tired. But I hadn't expected the depression, no. And I'm not very good with mental illness. I mean,
No,
to be
me
honest,
neither.
we've never had mental illness in the family. And I really don't maybe necessarily understand it. I'm not a very sympathetic person, as you
No,
well
you're
know.
not. No.
I've worked with kids all my life. I've had kids all my life. I have 5 grandkids.
That's why
Anybody
I'm
falls-
so unsympathetic because of you.
If anybody falls over, I'm like, oh, you get up, give it a rub, you'll be fine. Off you go, sort of person. With cancer, you really can't do that so much, which is hard.
And I'm the same. I'm not great with that type of thing.
And the
What
depression
is
is quite
depression?
hard.
It's,
It is quite hard
Yeah.
to realise that you can't tidy your room. It's not
You physically
necessarily
can't
that
do it.
you
It's-
don't necessarily want to, that mentally you just can't do it.
Yeah.
No.
I like showering. There was times where I didn't shower for like a week at a time.
Just go,
Yeah.
putting the pegs on our noses.
I didn't smell that bad, did I?
No.
Thank God.
But yes, it is hard. Yes, I know. Yes, I can understand that, it is hard, but it is hard to understand it as well. Why you just like, put yourself together, get off that sofa and have a
Yeah, I
shower.
know. It's easy to say that.
Yeah.
What's
And
wrong
that's,
with her?
yeah.
What's the matter with her?
get up and have a shower. And I'm not very good with that. And maybe I should apologise for maybe not being quite so on the ball with that.
I remember, I think there was one time where, because I think you were quite come on, get up, let's do this, let's do that. And I think I just didn't want to. And then I think I remember you going and you were talking to Claire Jackson, was it?
She come round.
And I think you said to her, you must have said something about me not, all I do is I get out of bed and I come downstairs and watch the TV. And I think she said something like, oh, she's doing well just getting out of bed, because there was days where she just stayed in bed. And I think that kind of made you realise, oh, maybe she is. Yeah.
And I think, it's just my lack of understanding. It's just our lack of understanding.
That's all it is.
Yes, we're not,
No, it's
and maybe in the future, maybe that's been good for us, because now we will have more understanding for people that do have depression and things like that.
Okay, we're back. We had to just have a little break because me and my mum were crying.
So I pulled myself together.
We pulled ourselves together. Don't worry, we're back. Okay, so straight back into the questions. If we have to do this again, what would you do differently, if anything? Hopefully we never have to do this again.
I'm hoping we don't ever have to do it again.
But you never know.
But you don't know. No, you don't know.
No.
Good grief. That's a good
Because I don't
question.
really know what I would do differently.
me
Well, I
neither.
think I would maybe ask for a different surgeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know a bit more about it now, so you might do things. I can't think of anything.
He might push for certain things, but in general, I don't think I would have. Maybe I would have asked more questions, but I think at the time I'm one of those people. I think you get 2 types of people: one who have to know everything about it, and others who just don't want to know anything. And I was definitely in the latter.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to know my prognosis. I didn't really even want to know what stage it was. I just wanted to know. Is it curable? Is there a treatment plan? Yeah, great. Let's go for
the treatment plan. Let's start it now.
Yeah.
And that was just how I processed it at the time. Is I just don't want to hear. I don't want to know.
I'm not sure there's anything that I would have done differently.
No,
I don't know that there is anything.
You know a little bit more about what you're going to have to do. I don't know that I'd do it differently at all. What about you?
No, I don't think so. No, I mean,
maybe I
if
would
we
have.
went through it again, I think you maybe would. Any sort of symptom, maybe you would push people to go forward quicker or earlier than they are now. I was talking to a friend today and she was saying, oh, I'm 50 something and I've never had a mammogram yet my friend has had several. And I said, well, you should go down to the doctors. I said, and you should tell them.
Have they not been? She's not been invited for the mammogram.
No. And I said,
well, she needs to push harder.
I said, that's what I said. I said, and I wouldn't have said that beforehand.
No.
I said, you need to go down there. I said, if Shelley, you'd be right down there and you just tell them that you're this age and you feel you need one. And she was saying, oh, well, both her mum's sisters both had breast cancer. And I said, well, you definitely should.
She definitely
If you have any worries,
should.
you should definitely be pushing for that now.
I think that is probably, definitely me as well. I think I would advocate more going through the whole journey
Yeah.
for certain things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially pushing your sisters to have
Yeah.
frequent mammograms. and
Especially
things like
Sean.
that. Yes, especially.
Corinne, I think's all right.
But yes, especially to have them done.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. Nobody should miss their mammogram ever.
No, ever.
But-
Or no one. I mean, it's not just the mammograms though, because you only get those once every 3 years,
Yeah.
so you should be checking every month
Oh, it's-
anyway.
Yeah.
just
So I
checking
think just
yourself,
like
isn't it?
checking.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But nothing majorly that I think I would do. I think maybe I might have documented it a bit more. Like obviously I know I do a lot now, but that only really started from when I had my mastectomy. Like I didn't really take many pictures, and I remember sitting outside in Marmalade with Imogen, and she went to. I was wearing like a turban, and she went to take a picture of me, and she said, "Oh, you might want to remember this." And I thought, I don't think I want to remember this on like.
Yeah, but maybe you do now.
But
Maybe
maybe I
we do.
yeah,
We should have
because we've
documented it
literally
more.
like before we
Yes.
recorded this, we were just literally like searching all of our like
Yeah.
cameras and photos
Yeah.
for a picture of me
For
with a
one
fully
picture,
bald
yeah.
head,
Yes.
which we can't
we
find
find,
because
no.
I didn't take any.
Well, not ones you like. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
You can find a
not
few,
ones
but
that I
not ones
like,
that you
yeah.
actually like. No.
So maybe I would have taken more pictures or documented it a bit more. But I think when you're in it and like you're so depressed,
Yeah,
you
I
don't want
know.
to.
Oh, there's
No.
Shelly on the sofa. She's depressed and she's unhappy.
Let's
Oh,
stick a
God,
camera in
let's
her
take a camera
face.
of pictures of her
Well,
today.
I mean, that's exactly why I wouldn't have taken pictures of her.
No,
Yeah.
for that reason.
You
No,
know.
you wouldn't. No.
You know, family get-togethers and things. If
Yeah.
you're in them, fine.
Well, I always had wigs on, didn't I?
yeah,
You
but
have a lot
I
of
would
wigs,
never
yeah.
have.
A lot of wigs and a lot of
certainly-
bubble hats.
Yeah, certainly while you were sitting on the sofa watching your telly, I'd have never come in with a camera.
No, I wouldn't have wanted. That would have
No.
been so weird.
I mean, why would anybody want to do that?
This
But
is a
yeah,
really
like-
great, memorable moment.
Yeah, like you say, you're looking for them now. So
Listen, she's
I
done
don't
her
Yeah.
best. Let's take a picture.
Yeah,
maybe we should have.
maybe.
No.
Okay, so let's do something a bit more light-hearted. What is your funniest memory of the time?
Ooh.
Because I feel like I maybe tried to make jokes. I think I remember trying to make jokes about like death and dying, and it was a bit much for you guys.
Yes, I don't like the death and dying jokes. No.
And I
I'll
still
pass
do
them
that
by.
now.
Yes, you do occasionally. I
Yeah,
still think we
you
don't
still
bite on
don't
those
like
ones,
them, no.
No.
But is there anything like funny that you remember at the time?
Bloody hell.
I mean, it wasn't a very funny time, but
No,
like
it
there was
wasn't.
moments
we had
of
some
like,
really funny games nights.
yeah,
we-
Because
we had some
nobody ever
hilarious
wants me on
games
their
nights,
teams
yeah.
because I am absolutely crap at games, as we all know.
And everybody wanted you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miss University posh person.
there you
Yeah,
go.
there
See,
you go, you see. Who's going to put up with mum on their team?
Yeah.
This sort of thing. But we did have some great laughs with games
Yeah, we
nights,
did.
I have to say.
because I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that was like hilarious that
No.
happened.
No.
No, I mean, we had a lot of laughs. But
We
I
did
don't
have a lot of laughs. We did have a lot of
Yeah,
laughs.
but
a
I
lot of
can't
laughs
remember
along the
any
way,
particular
yes.
sort of things. No.
I can't think of
I can't think of
anything.
any great
No.
the grandchildren would have said that.
Oh well, Lucas and Sophie didn't even bat an eyelid.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, do you remember when
Oh,
I
yes.
like we had to like really
Yeah.
prepare Neve and Georgia for the fact that I didn't have any hair.
Yeah,
And we
yes.
took a picture of me and you made sure you showed it to them, saying, "Oh, Shelley's had a haircut." Like, you know, remember she's had it like really had to drill at home
Yeah.
that I'd had a big drastic haircut. And they still, I remember Georgia opened the door to me and she took one look at me and she was just like, she went straight back outside to you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, they're terrified of me.
Yes, whereas Sophie and Lucas came in and didn't even bat an eye.
They probably didn't even
There wasn't
realise.
even a
No,
No.
second glance.
literally,
Shelley's on the
no.
sofa, that's fine.
They didn't care or
No,
have
they
any
didn't.
kind of feelings that I had.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so, oh, okay, no, 2 more questions, sorry. What advice would you give another parent in a similar position? If there was like one piece of advice maybe that you could,
One piece of advice.
well, you could give multiple pieces of advice, but is there like anything that you think people should know before?
Don't overreact. Would be my
Would
advice.
that be your advice? Was it?
Don't overreact. It's not the end of the world, is it? Completely.
No.
We know. I know
Feels
that
like
now.
it.
At the time, it does.
Yeah.
At the time, it feels like the end of the world. But I
But
think you know
If you
you've got
stay
to,
strong, you will get through it.
absolutely
You know, you will. Yes.
just stay strong, yeah, and
Fight for your
support,
rights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or fight
Yeah.
for the
Or their
person's
rights.
Yes.
Your
I think you need
rights,
to
you
fight
know.
for your rights. Definitely.
Maybe we could have done more of that, fighting for her rights. And she's very good at it now.
She's got good at it on her own.
She's
Yeah.
got good at it
She
now,
has.
but-
Yeah. But the problem was, it was hard to fight for her rights because at that time
You weren't allowed to be
in.
there.
We weren't allowed.
It
Yeah.
wasn't
No,
like we were
right.
at every appointment and
Yeah.
at every treatment to sort of say,
Yeah.
"Oh, is that right?" or "Is what's
Yeah, and you
happening?"
weren't allowed to
We
be
weren't
there.
allowed to be there.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Got a lot to answer for that COVID.
it has
hasn't
got a lot to
Yeah.
answer for that
Yeah.
COVID. But yes, so she had to learn to fight
Probably
for
the
her own
worst
rights.
time that like could have got cancer. I mean, obviously, there's never a right time to
Never
get
a good-
cancer,
never a
but
right
There's
time,
never a
is there?
great
But-
time to get cancer.
during
Yes.
COVID probably wasn't
Yeah.
an ideal time.
It
No.
wasn't, no.
Exactly.
Did a lot of sitting out in the garden
Yeah.
with like my friends came over. We sat in the garden,
Yes,
didn't we?
Mm.
Yeah, garden parties, birthday cakes and birthdays.
Yeah.
I think we were in the
In the
garden.
garden, yeah.
I mean, you have got some very good friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of helped us through as
Yes.
well. Yeah. I mean, Fraser, classic example. He was great all the way through. You can't stop laughing at him.
No.
can you, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, Fraser was good. Yeah.
He was
Yes, because
good.
when COVID had finished, but you were still ill or still even depressed and sat on the sofa, if Fraser was coming round, we might think, "Oh, we'll go out tonight. Fraser's coming round to
Yeah.
keep her company."
Yeah.
Because we didn't like to go out and leave you.
No.
No, you didn't,
No, we
did
didn't.
you?
No, we
no,
didn't.
We
No.
didn't like to leave you. No.
Yeah, it was the
Fraser
whole.
was coming round. We think, "Oh,
Yeah.
we'll pop out
But
for
you-
a few hours," and Fraser's
Yeah,
coming
but
round
you've
tonight.
got some very good friends. that
Oh, your
supported
friends were
you, so-
amazing, I think,
Yeah, yeah.
through all this. Yes.
All of them were. Yeah.
I mean, the flowers, the cards, the
Yeah.
little gifts that you had,
Yeah.
the encouragement all the time,
Yeah.
and the phone calls. I think they were amazing friends.
They were. They are.
Yeah, still
Well,
are.
they
Yes,
still are,
absolutely, they
yeah.
still are.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular apart from Fraser?
Apart from lovely Fraser.
People like shout outs.
People
People
like
like
shout.
shout out.
Well,
And there's Helen and
Imogen and
Imogen. They
Helen
were
and-
all
yeah.
there, weren't they?
They
Rachel.
were. Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. They've all come across for you.
Yeah.
And Beth.
JJ, they've all been
Beth
around
as
here.
well,
Beth, when you were first diagnosed, I remember all coming round. There was plants and flowers.
Yeah.
And, you had gifts throughout. Little
Yeah, we
trinkets
the
and
house looked like a bit of a
notes.
florist, didn't it?
Yeah, we did. Our little flowers, all more flowers there for Shelley
Yeah.
then.
And your sisters.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, your sisters and Sean and Corinne, they were great.
Yeah.
Yes. No, we couldn't have done it without the friends
No, we could.
and the rest of the family.
So there's a good piece of advice.
Yes.
Yeah. Gather all their friends around.
Yeah.
Gather all the friends in.
Gather all the
Absolutely,
friends in.
yes.
For
Reach,
help.
reach out for support.
Yeah.
Yes,
don't-
yes.
yeah,
There's
Don't
lots
try and
of-
do it
yes.
on your
I
own.
think
Yeah,
you need
absolutely.
your family, yes.
Yeah,
And of course,
you
we
do.
had to do it on our own to start with, really, because we weren't allowed to have.
Well, it was
technically
COVID again.
kids
But
around,
yeah.
but yes.
Yeah. It's,
Yes, you definitely
afraid
need
to ask for
friends and
help.
family
Yeah.
I
around.
guess is good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one last question.
Okay.
And it's a,
Here
good,
we
it's a
go.
goodie.
Oh, good.
Did it make me your favourite child?
Shelley, you will always be my youngest favourite child.
No, Mum.
Yes.
Come
Yes.
on, pretend that Charlotte and Crid aren't listening.
Well, if no, I can't do that. I cannot do that. They're going to be listening.
You are the best youngest
Yeah.
daughter in the whole
No,
wide
no,
world.
You're our favourite youngest daughter. yeah.
Okay,
Always
very
have been.
Yeah, we're always
diplomatic.
diplomatic. We have 3 beautiful daughters.
Yes, we do.
Okay, but I know secretly that I'm your
Yeah.
favourite, so it's
Yes.
fine. Okay, well that's it. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for
Yeah.
reliving that trauma with me.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes,
Appreciate
not
it.
Sure, I appreciate reliving the whole past 3 years ago, but
We need a drink now.
I was
Huh?
going to
Yeah.
say, I might have to have
Gin
a
and
beer.
tonic.
Yeah.
Do you want a gin and tonic?
Oh, I think I might actually or a glass of wine. Yes.
All right, we're off to make a gin and tonic, guys. I mean, I'm not obviously because no alcohol, but
I can make you an elderflower pressy.
oh yeah, go on then.
Yeah, I will.
All right,
I'd
cool.
make you an espresso martini, but without the martini.
Then it's just
Should I have
espresso.
Just a coffee then.
Just a cold
Yeah.
coffee.
Just a coffee.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. Much appreciated.
Thanks for asking
Thanks for
us.
having us. Absolutely.
Firstly, I absolutely love how much your parents were just like, Shelley, can you stop being so messy? Can you start tidying up after yourself, please?
I kind of forgot how much they went on about it. It's like every single question they managed to somehow turn it around to tell people how messy I am.
That was great.
You're so messy. We tidy up after you all the time, which is true, okay. But, like, you don't have to out me.
You were depressed.
I was depressed.
You were depressed. I
Yeah.
actually thought it was really interesting when they said that they didn't have like any experience with mental health, because I come from a background where my dad has been manically depressed at times in
Yeah.
our lives, and that's something we've grown up around. So I think I had kind of considered that kind of thing normal. Like everybody at some point has touched their lives in some way.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really interesting when they were like, they couldn't necessarily understand the way you were feeling and how that was then affecting the way you were behaving.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like none of us have really experienced like mental health problems to that kind of degree before. I think I've kind of struggled with like ups and downs and stuff, but never like that bad.
Yeah.
But I kind of knew it would come. I think the kind of the content that I consume is very like about mental health, and you know, I think we're of like the younger generation that like I understand mental health a lot more than
It's
than
much
they
more
would.
normal for it to be a part of a daily conversation for our
100%,
generation
yeah.
than it necessarily would be our parents.
Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting, and I think I kind of knew at the time that they didn't really understand what was going on. But I mean, you just kind of you have to understand. You just kind of learn, and they did, and now they still tidy up after me.
Is that going to change post this conversation?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna like stop this conversation, and I'm gonna just spring clean everything.
How was it talking to them? How did you find it?
It was so emotional. There are definitely times during that where you can hear our voices breaking. My mum's especially.
Yeah.
My dad's not so much. But I've only ever seen my dad cry a couple of times. When I was diagnosed with cancer being one of them. When our cat died was the other.
Same with my dad.
Yeah. Something
Me
about
getting
the
cancer,
pets
the dog dying.
Yeah. Really kind of gets to him.
Yeah.
So it was way more emotional than I thought it was going to be. And I don't know why I thought it wouldn't be. I think because we're so good at we talk about it all the time. We talk about it together. We're very good at being lighthearted and just discussing what we've been through together. But talking to your parents about it, it just kind of hit different.
They're your caregiver.
Yeah.
The relationship that we have is completely different to the relationship a parent has with us. Like, they're our parents. They're meant to look after us. Right? We kind of have that expectation from them, but not to the degree that they've had to look after us as adults. And you don't, we've said before, you don't loop back round and be like, oh yes, how was that for you?
No, you live it and you move on.
Yeah. Whereas you and I, because we've got that common ground, we will go over it over and over again, because that, for us, that's therapy, isn't it? We're working through something, and we'll stick with each other for as many times as we have to have that conversation. Whereas our parents are more likely to be like, no, we're done.
Yeah.
I can't relive this with you.
Yeah.
You are my child.
And I think I kept on like trying to kind of distract myself throughout, because I knew I was, you know when you can feel yourself getting upset, and I was like, I know we've kind of got to like, I mean, I'm always happy to show emotion, but you know, when it was like, we've got to get through this like podcast, and I didn't want to just like start sobbing. I think you can hear me throughout. That was actually a bit annoying, so sorry. Clicking with a pen or something, I was fiddling throughout, because I was kind of like, I don't know.
You're a huge fiddler.
I'm a massive fiddler. I've done it before in the podcast. Yeah,
we've got a couple of episodes where we can hear you playing with something.
Yeah,
and you do it when you're uncomfortable. Is the wrong word. I think when you're feeling not so sure of what you're saying. I've noticed you've done it a couple of times when you've said things.
Yeah.
And when I've gone back and edited and I've listened to the way you're saying something, I've been like, yeah, you're not as okay with what you're saying as you think you are. And I can hear in the background the pen clicking or whatever it is you've got to hand.
Yeah. Not ideal when you're trying to record a podcast.
It's not. But I think it's okay, because this whole thing is a process, right? Like, even though we've decided to do this, we're not doing this because we're at the end of the road.
No.
And we're cool and we're happy and we're comfortable with all of this. Like, there's still days that are good and days that are bad.
100%.
And there's still things that you think you're okay with one day and you're not the next.
Yeah.
And that's normal. That's so normal.
And it was a difficult conversation to have, and like hearing their answers and them get upset as well, it's just not very nice. And I think I get a bit anxious and I have to be like fiddling and doing something when I'm kind of like, yeah, a bit uncomfortable. But it was good. It was a good experience. I think it was good, and it was interesting to kind of hear their perspectives, because you don't ask, like when you're going through it, you don't ask them any of that stuff, because in a selfish way, like I was the one that had cancer.
It's all about you.
It's all about me. So that's it from us for series 1.
Yeah. Done. Dusted.
Yeah. Sad times.
Yeah.
But also, we need a break.
Need a break. Mental health break.
Yeah.
And just, we've got lives.
We do have lives.
We do have lives.
It's not just cancer, you know.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular opinion, we do other stuff as well.
But we will be back. And
100%.
our plan for season 2 is to talk to other people, to other people affected, not just by breast cancer, just by cancer, be that directly or indirectly, and to medical experts, and just, I guess, gather as much information and help and support as we can into one place.
Yeah. So if you have any questions or anything that you specifically want to hear about in season 2, please do feel free to send us an email or DM us on Instagram. Our contact details are in the description. Yep. So thanks for listening to series 1.
Thank you for joining us on our therapy sessions.
Yeah, we've just got an insight into our therapy sessions, basically.
And we will see you all soon.
Yeah. Do you want to share your story? We'd love to hear from you, whether you've had cancer or not. Slide into our DMs on Instagram at onelump_or2.
Or email us at onelumportwopod@gmail.com.
See you next week.
Bye.